before you go and dump your bonus into the stock market, stop. Let's think about this. So the stock market, very enticing. I understand. Most people see putting money in the stock market as actual investing, as if other forms of investment are not actual investing. But anyway, people see the stock market as investing, right? And so when people talk about what to do with extra money and how to invest it, a lot of people default to the stock market. And that's fine if that's the strategy that you like and it's been treating you the way that you want it to treat you. But my experience has been that the stock market is just volatile, pretty slow. When you're investing in the stock market, you have no control over your money, no predictability. I mean, there's some exceptions, definitely. And really no short-term return. Like investing in the stock market is really about long-term growth over time. And that's great if you have a ton of time. But do you have a ton of time? I mean, you might, I don't. Okay, so naturally that wouldn't work for me. But your bonus is hard-earned cash. So do you really want to hand it over to a market that you can't influence and have it create money that you're not going to see for years down the line? If so, go for it. If not, I have something else that you may be interested in. So think about private lending. If this is something you haven't heard about, just in simple terms, it is loaning your money to an investor or a business owner so that you can get a return on your investment. A lot of times this return is paid in interest. Some other times it's paid as a flat fee or a balloon payment. However you structure the loan, either way, you can set the terms, you can decide who the borrower is, and you can earn passive income on your own schedule, which is amazing, right? So you don't have to wait years to see growth, whereas in the stock market, who knows how long that's going to take, right? With private money lending, you can see growth as early as next month, depending on the type of loans you're doing. So you may be wondering, like, what does it mean? What kind of returns could I possibly see in a month? Okay. So there's a lot of different types of loans when it comes to private lending. Now, there are loans based on real estate projects. So let's say you're doing a loan to a fix and flipper, and let's say it's a cosmetic flip, and they actually only need your funds for 3 months. You know, you may see a return pretty quickly. Now, let's say you're doing an earnest money loan. So this is where, maybe a wholesaler is going under contract and they already have the buyer and seller and they are just kind of the middleman. And so they need the money for that earnest money deposit to go under contract. A lot of wholesalers, they have tons of deals going on at the same time. And so they don't necessarily have or want to deploy all their capital towards these earnest money deposits. And so sometimes they will take a loan from a private money lender just for that specific transaction. This could be a loan for 2 to 6 weeks, just depending on the transaction. And it could be pretty lucrative. So definitely something to think about. There's also equipment-backed loans. So let's say you have a friend who, let's say maybe not a friend, because I don't really recommend lending to friends. Let's say you have a acquaintance that you met at an investment club who is starting a vending machine route, and maybe they want to start with 3 machines, but they can really only afford 2, and so they'd like a loan for the 3rd machine. This would be called an equipment loan. Now you can loan out your money to this business owner, this operator of this vending machine route, so that they can purchase their 3rd machine and complete their route. That's the kind of loan you can do. You can finance that over, however long you two decide. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be years. It's really up to you and the borrower. But that's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of private money lending. You have the flexibility to set your own terms, set your own timeline, even set your own interest, right? So it's definitely negotiable between you and the borrower, but at least you go in kind of knowing exactly what you're going to get out of it, absent late fees and things like that. So you can take your bonus and you could put it in the stock market. Look, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you investment advice, but I would consider some other methods, right? Like private money lending is definitely something to look into. I have a free course that you can enroll in. I have the link in the description, so definitely check that out. See if it's something that could work for you, something you want to learn more about. But it'll allow you to double the power of your bonus from work when you deploy it intentionally, right? So instead of putting that money into slow growth investments, you can take control and ownership over its growth by loaning it out yourself, right? So there's pros, there's cons. You can learn all that in the course. But if you want to learn how to turn your bonus from work into monthly income, weekly income, quarterly income, however you structure it, instead of waiting on Wall Street, definitely check out Lenders and Friends. More information on that in the description. And just think about other creative ways to deploy your bonus capital instead of just dumping it in the stock market, because it's kind of boring and predictable, right? And it doesn't allow you to build quickly and live the life that you want to live right now. So think about it.